Hi, Kirk Zehnder from Earnest Machine. Some of the things that we looked at before we chose to work with Intuilize was to understand how the product and the service would be integrated into our system, because we had bought lots of technology in the past and experienced the product that would show up, be installed, and then for a year we didn't know how to operate it. And so one of the things we really enjoyed working with Intuilize, or felt confident in, was that they would be bringing a product with an actual function that we could begin using right away, and not just leave us with that product on our own to figure it out. So it came with the product, and then the coaching, the understanding, the analysis, and some honest feedback about how we were performing. So Earnest Machine has been around since 1948. We're a master distributor of industrial nuts and bolts. We sell through distribution throughout North America and Europe. And we were excited to embrace new technology because what we do is very old, and what we sell is very old. So for us to remain relevant and be ahead of our competition, we know we have to embrace new thinking, new ideas, and of course, new technology. One of the things that was most surprising about working with Intuilize compared to what we thought was first going to happen was the seamless integration of the system. Of Intuilize software with our system worked very, very well. We have done technology projects in the past where we got stuck with a 6-month integration period and nothing was happening. So we were really excited to see how fast the software integrated and how quickly we were getting data and information from Intuilize about what they saw happening within our systems. We've been selling online for 15 years. We've been using ERP systems since the 60s. The challenge that we've always had with implementing new technology is it really comes down to scope creep and our ability to adopt the new technology. So we put in the systems, we put in the processes, and then we have users that have typically, not recently, but typically put the brakes on some of those new things and been unwilling to adopt to that new technology. That was definitely part of our past. So what we've really spent some time on is embracing change, and how do we as users in the business be more comfortable, get more comfortable with new technology, new understanding, new data that might challenge what we've always known or what we've always done. The adoption of the technology was difficult because it was so new for us. What Intuilize did to make it easy was they connected with us as humans. I really have to say, it really boiled down to humans on both sides of the equation that we're trying to figure it out. So anytime we reached out to Intuilize to understand something, we got a very complete answer. We really understood what we were doing, and they held our hand in many ways to make sure that we were using it right, understanding it right, and most importantly, making good decisions based on that data. Now, sometimes those decisions were tough because we were faced with information we didn't quite want to absorb that quickly. As with any new technology, it was part of our internal change, or our internal challenges with change, that Intuilize really helped us along with. Always felt like they were holding our hand. Our team always enjoys working with Intuilize because the response is so good, the understanding is so good between us, and the systems are very well integrated. The data that comes up makes a lot of sense, and often it's been data that we haven't been presented with before, or an idea we haven't really understood before. So at first it is a little challenging to say, hey, this is a new way to look at this. And so of course we want to understand it a little more deeply. That's where Intuilize helps us to understand it more deeply, and we feel more confident about making change based on that data. A couple of key things that we've noticed in our business as a result of working with Intuilize. We have certainly reduced unnecessary inventory by making better decisions about what to buy, how much to buy, when to buy it. So that definitely brought down our inventory levels significantly. The second impact that we saw was gross margin improvement. So having the right selling price, the selling data in our system to allow our sales team to sell at the right price, we improved margin considerably. Another metric that's sort of difficult to measure is the adoption of the buyers and the sellers, the employees, to get a better understanding of how to use the data that's in the system. That's not something we can easily measure, but we know that using the products that Intuilize offers allows us to move faster with employees to get better at their job quicker than just time and experience in the past. The data allowed us to think differently about the business. It allowed us to think differently about how we looked at our financial performance, certainly our working capital, but as well as that is how we were interpreting that information to make better decisions about the business in other areas. It extended beyond just our purchasing team or our sales team And a CFO was involved with some of these data reports to understand there's some key movers that we can make in the business that will allow us to perform better. Information we did not have before. So the solution has allowed us to really support more of the strategic initiatives of the business. And a lot of that is tied simply to supporting strategy in the business as opposed to reaction. So very common in our space is to react to the market based on pricing, based on inventory levels, or using gut reaction to drive some of that decision. Having the information that we can now look at allows us to be more strategic in our thinking and say, hey, here are the trends, here are the numbers, here's what's working, here is what isn't working. And that supports overall the bigger decisions that we're making as an organization for where we want to be this quarter, at the end of next year, and beyond that. So in realizing what the product did for Earnest, we were able to look at that and say, how else can we deploy this product to other companies that we're looking to acquire? Buying these other companies, they're not using anything like this. And so we see a rich opportunity to take the product, the service, and apply that to how they've run the business and then make better decisions about that. So there's a company we purchased and we were able to increase the inventory substantially, and along with that increase sales substantially because of some of the data that we were getting from the Intuilize product. What we've seen change a lot in the last 5 years is the understanding of business systems, business strategies for buyers and sellers. People are coming into our industry that don't have as much experience. They're new, they're young, they're excited, and we need to present them with really good tools to make their job effective. One of the challenges we've always faced is decision efficiency. So I have 100 decisions to make. Am I going to try to analyze every single one of these decisions, or can I use software, tools, AI to help me take 100 of those decisions and automatically make 80 of them, and then reserve my time and energy for those 20 remaining that can have the bigger impact, the 80% impact that we're looking for? We just need to move much faster. We are working with fewer people. We're working with people who don't have 30 years experience in purchasing. So how can we get them up to speed as fast as possible? Also have people coming into the industry who are expecting a great experience. They're expecting great tools. They're expecting AI to some extent. And we have to be there to present that to them. If not, they will go somewhere else. Maybe not our industry, maybe another industry that is offering it. We're excited about the future, excited about where things can go, and excited to use technology to get us where we need to be. Looking ahead, lots of challenges in figuring out what is the right strategy to deploy. And so we know that we need to find the best people we can to join our business. They need to have the best tools available to them as well. So we strongly believe in technology as a leading advantage for us that's going to allow us to do more, allow us to do things faster, do things cheaper, do things more efficiently. But that also translates to the customer experience that our customers are going to have. If we're doing that internally, they have to feel that. We're not just going to do it so it's all internal. Anything that we can translate internally from a tech side should be able to make its way out to the customer side as well. Our mission is to create the best customer experience possible. Now that goes way beyond answering the phone or having a great website, but that's having the right inventory at the right price in the right location whenever it is they need it, and being able to get it out the door exactly when they need it. And if that requires it being in multiple different boxes with different labels and different logos on it, that's what we have to be able to do, because they are expecting that. They may not say that, but they are expecting that. And that's what we want to be ready to deliver.
Got it.
I think there's room for lots of people to play in this space, big or small. What is going to be required, though, is a mindset that is growth focused and open to doing things differently, open to the change that is coming or the change that we want to create. If we don't have that, it's going to be very difficult to be successful, no matter your size, big or small. You have to be able to have that growth mindset to adopt new thinking, new technology, and be open to new things that you haven't done before. It is wonderful to work with Intuilize.
Yeah.
It is a challenge as well, because we are being faced with information that would be very easy to ignore, be very comfortable to ignore. We're being faced with questions that we have to answer that we've avoided for too long. We're being faced with data that we might not like, that we have to do something about. So it requires a very strong inner core to lean into this stuff to really get the value from it. And if one isn't willing to do that, it's going to be a challenge. Part of the journey in working with Intuilize is understanding that it's a long journey and that it's very difficult up front. It's difficult to digest some of the information because it may be counter to what we've known for a while. But once we've been able to get comfortable with that information, understand how we can make decisions with that information that changes the trajectory of the business, that allows us to be a higher performing organization, have happier employees, it's completely worth it. But it is hard work. It's challenging work. And with challenging work comes great results. We're happy to have done that.